Hey guys, how are yous all? Just a little video here. Pulled the box out, obviously. Gonna change the threaded stud that was in there, strip stud. So you can see here I've just got my tape down to the drill bit of the depth I wanted to go to. Obviously not using a drill bench or anything like that, just on the normal bench. A little bit harder, a little bit backyard, but that's all I got at this stage. So it was really annoying. I got this all back into the bike, had it running beautiful, built everything, the whole lot, really good. And then obviously oil leak because the stud, when I went to torque it, obviously just one of them kept on going. So you see I just put a whole bunch of grease onto the drill bit because I really don't want to pull apart the box, so I'm just trying my best to keep all the swarf out. I've cut a lot of the cleaning out here. Basically I was stopping every 10 seconds or so and just with a little cotton bud thing, just pulling out the swarf, more grease on it, more swarf. I just kept on going on, so I cut out a lot of the cleaning, but yeah, it wasn't too bad actually. And I've just gone the time cert, so they're called time certs or big certs, the bigger they get. So here, just tapping the hole after drilling it. There's quite a bit of meat, about 10 mil down, so I really couldn't go too deep with the tap. So, and you'll see what I mean by the end of this, when I've put the actual time cert in there, that it was hanging out more than what it's supposed to be. So, but yeah, here I'm just tapping. I made sure I got it straight, of course. Then gave it a little bit, turned back, gave it a bit more, turned back. And again, the grease really stops that swarf. As far as I'm hoping that didn't get too much in there. I suppose I'm going to find out. But I'm going to fill it up with oil first. You can see there I'm just checking the depth of how far I did get with that drill. So I am going to fill it up with oil maybe once or twice. I heard somebody before talk about trans fluid, like out of a car, because it's really thin and you can sort of hopefully, you'll see if it leaks a lot easier. And I'll put a little bit in, empty it, put a little bit in, empty it, just to make sure before the final install on the bike. Here, so we've tapped it so far. This is a little chamfer edge, which I get you're supposed to be using, which I did obviously here, but the depth, I got this chamfer worked, did everything right, but you'll see later when I put the actual insert in that it was protruding out. So this is just a little to chamfer the crown of the hole. But the actual big cert itself, I didn't want to use the what are they called? I can't even think of what they're called, but they got the other ones have got like a tang that you got to bust off later, and I didn't want to do that obviously because the box is closed. And so yeah, I just use these ones. They're supposed to be the duck's nuts of thread certs and all that sort of stuff. So yeah. So this is putting in here. Obviously, I coated it with, I think it was 242 Loctite, so a sealing Loctite. It didn't show here, but this was at the end of installing it, and then that bit come out. And as you can see already, you can see the actual insert is protruding quite a fair bit. So it didn't go down to where it probably should have. So at this stage here, I'm debating whether I use washers on all the others or whatever. And so I ended up cutting it down just with the little 1mm thin blade. You can see here. Yeah, I just wasn't happy with that hanging out there. I want the box to be flush when it's on the new old school trans mount I put in the bike. So you can see here, cutting it, hoping that I don't get too much gunk inside and not heating up too much to get rid of all the sealing Loctite I just put in. But it was only about 2mm taken off, so I don't know what that is. That's 80 thou, I think, taken off. So I've still got a good amount of thread in the box there. I just used a bit of brake cleaner real quick to try to keep it cool so I didn't lose too much of the sealer. I was a bit nervous doing all this because I just really didn't want to break it anymore, and you can't quite see on the video there, but the one that's getting repaired there, that's been repaired before, so welded up by somebody else. Fairly good job. Yeah, again, just cleaning. I just kept on making sure that I was trying not to get anything in there. Here, I'm just sorry about the light in the picture there, but putting a whole bunch of sealer on the stud, cleaned all that in the wire wheel, made sure there was no gunk left on there, and I just had it facing, like the box facing down, so I could try to keep a fair bit of sealant on top of the stud as well as around the thread. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, fingers crossed that it works. See you guys.